In the fog-shrouded town of Blackmarsh, where rusted factories loom like silent sentinels, a chilling legend has taken root. Every 15 years, children vanish without a trace, their disappearances linked to whispers of entities known as the Hollows. These shapeless beings, born from the town's industrial decay, mimic human voices to lure the innocent into the mist. Our story begins in 2008, when 10-year-old Max follows what he believes to be his sister's voice into the abandoned steel mill. As he steps into the dilapidated structure, a shimmering humanoid silhouette flickers at the edge of his vision. In an instant, Max is gone, leaving behind only a tattered baseball cap caught on a rusted fence. Fast forward to 2023, where a group of misfit teenagers finds themselves drawn together by a shared trauma. There's Zoe, a tech-savvy hacker whose brother vanished years ago, Lucas, a former high school athlete haunted by guilt, and Mia, an aspiring filmmaker obsessed with documenting the town's dark history. Each of them has lost someone to the Hollows, and they're determined to uncover the truth. As they dig deeper into Blackmarsh's past, they stumble upon classified documents from a long-abandoned research facility. The truth they unearth is far more terrifying than any urban legend. In the 1960s, at the height of the Cold War, scientists conducted experiments aimed at harnessing human emotions as a potential weapon. Their goal was to create soldiers devoid of fear, but the result was catastrophic. They inadvertently birthed the Hollows, entities that feed on the raw emotional energy of children, drawn to the intensity of their fears and traumas. The Hollows, it seems, are not supernatural creatures, but the unintended consequences of humanity's scientific hubris. They exist in a state between energy and matter, able to manipulate sound waves to create their eerie mimicry. This revelation shatters the town's long-held beliefs about curses and evil spirits, replacing them with a horror grounded in twisted science. As the group delves deeper into their investigation, the Hollows begin to take notice. Each teen finds themselves facing personalized terrors that prey on their deepest fears and regrets. Zoe is haunted by glitching holograms of her missing brother, his distorted voice pleading for help through every electronic device she touches. Lucas is pursued by phantom teammates, their accusing eyes reminding him of the accident that ended his athletic career and cost a friend his life. Mia's camera captures shadowy figures that shouldn't be there, whispering secrets about her family's dark past. The teens realize that the Hollows aren't just targeting random victims. They're drawn to those with unresolved trauma, feeding off the intense emotions like parasites. This connection to their own pain becomes both a vulnerability and a potential weapon against the entities. In their quest for answers, the group uncovers an unexpected ally in Dr. Eleanor Chen, a former researcher from the original experiments. Now living as a recluse on the outskirts of town, Dr. Chen has spent decades trying to undo the damage caused by her work. She reveals that the Hollows have a critical weakness. They're highly sensitive to certain sound frequencies. Armed with this knowledge, the teens formulate a desperate plan. They'll use the abandoned steel mill, the epicenter of the Hollows' activity, to create a massive sonic trap. Zoe's hacking skills allow them to reactivate the old machinery, while Lucas's knowledge of the mill's layout helps them set up a network of speakers and amplifiers. As they prepare for their final confrontation, tensions rise within the group. The constant exposure to the Hollows is taking its toll, pushing them to their mental and emotional limits. Trust begins to fray as they question whether they're truly in control of their own actions or if the Hollows are manipulating them from the shadows. On the night of their plan, a thick fog descends on Blackmarsh. The teens make their way to the steel mill, each step echoing ominously through the empty streets. As they enter the cavernous main floor, the air grows heavy with an otherworldly presence. Shadows flicker at the corners of their vision, and whispers of familiar voices call out from the darkness. Zoe takes her position at a jury-rigged control panel, her fingers flying over the keyboard as she prepares to activate their sonic weapon. Lucas and Mia spread out, ready to lure the hollows into position. But as the moment of truth approaches, nothing goes as planned. The machinery groans to life, but instead of emitting the carefully calibrated frequencies, it begins to resonate with an unearthly howl. The hollows surge forward, no longer mimicking human forms but revealing their true nature as writhing masses of energy and shadow. The teens find themselves fighting not just for their lives, but for their very souls as the hollows attempt to consume their deepest fears and regrets. In a moment of desperate inspiration, Mia realizes that the key to defeating the hollows lies not in technology, but in confronting their own traumas. She urges her friends to face their fears head-on, to acknowledge the pain they've been running from for so long. As they do, something extraordinary happens. The raw emotion they release creates a feedback loop with the hollows, overloading the entities with more than they can process. The air crackles with energy as the hollows begin to destabilize. Zoe, Lucas, and Mia join hands, their shared strength becoming a beacon in the chaos. With a deafening shriek that shatters every window in the mill, the hollows implode, leaving behind nothing but a lingering static charge in the air. As dawn breaks over Black Marsh, the fog lifts for the first time in years. The teens emerge from the steel mill, changed forever by their encounter. They've faced their deepest fears and come out stronger, but the scars of their experience remain. In the weeks that follow, a cautious optimism spreads through the town. Children laugh in the streets again, and the oppressive atmosphere that has hung over Black Marsh for decades seems to have lifted. But for Zoe, Lucas, and Mia, the victory feels incomplete. They know that the hollows were born from human experimentation, and they can't shake the feeling that somewhere, in some shadowy government lab, similar horrors might be taking shape. The final scene shows Mia reviewing footage from that fateful night. As she watches, her blood runs cold. In the background of one shot, barely visible, a familiar silhouette flickers. The camera pans, revealing Zoe's laptop screen filled with strange code, numbers, and symbols that seem to pulse with an otherworldly rhythm. And in the distance, carried on the wind, comes the faintest whisper of a child's laughter, distorted and unnatural. The shadow in Marytown may have been banished, but its echoes linger. In the static of a phone call, in the glitch of a computer screen, in the spaces between heartbeats, the teens know that some horrors can never truly be erased. They remain vigilant, guardians against a threat that most will never understand, ready to face whatever darkness may come.